We had last seen Naveed Khalid on round 1, where he was leading before dropping out. On this rally, he continued to show his potential, and with Riyaz Ismail calling the notes, they consistently set times amongst the top 3. They came third after a close tussle for second place.
My dad used to rally before in his times, so he's my coach. So everything I listen to him. I've just finished college and all, so he told me just try if you... So I'm just trying.
Surprising the pundits were Niaz Bashir and Jonathan Koskei driving a Toyota Celica. The car was deceptively quick, especially on the long straights where they took full advantage. And after a trouble-free run, they snatched second. A tremendous result considering this was only their second ever rally.
We did raking, yeah, but it turned out to be something different from the raking we did. The jumps were too many, and our suspension was just standard, not for rallying. So it was kind of terrible for on our side.
The two-wheel drives only tackled 5 of the 8 sections, and by the end of the third stage, James Karimi and Kimeli Kurir were comfortably in the lead. They continued to push hard to make it a commanding victory, but around the next bend it would go horribly wrong.
Now we took the corner too fast.
The roll cost them 6 minutes, and although the driver's door wouldn't close, they got to the end, but it dropped to 4th. Adnan Suhail and Absalom Aswani were unaware of Kirimi's misfortune and were driving to secure second. The underpowered Daihatsu had been no match to the Golfs on such a fast rally, and the news that they'd won came as a welcome bonus. Adnan Suhail and Absalom Aswani are regular winners amongst the two-wheel drives, but this was their first victory in 2011.
I kept my pace, I drove the way I had to drive, and we didn't know till you came and told us that, hey, you won. I've never won in Eldoret. I've retired twice in Eldoret, so winning Eldoret is a milestone I've come over now.
Adnan Suhail and Absalom Aswani win the two-wheel drive category.
With James Karimi dropping to 4th, Adnan Suhail and Absalom Aswani won the category by a clear margin. A good result for Naveed Khalid in 3rd and the girls in 6th. James Karimi's determination to reach the finish ensured that he not only maintained but extended his lead on the championship board. Adnan Suhail and Niaz Bashir move into 3rd and 4th. With the times achieved on the opening 2 rounds of the season inserted into the What Spot guide, which determines the running order of the cars, the Division 3 crews have become well spread across the field and no longer just run at the back. Running near the front were Anthony Thibault and Kavit Dave, who had won the division on the last event, but they hit a bank and were out on stage 1. Fad Barry and Ben Spinks had also done well on the previous event, and they immediately set impressive times, gaining confidence in their new Evo 9 on each stage. But they would not see the rally to the end when they nosedived over a railway crossing, breaking the radiator.
But wasn't that marked on your notes?
It was, but it seems like the ditch, maybe we didn't track it properly. Or maybe the ditch over the fast cars have made it even deeper.
The competition in the division began to dwindle, and the opportunity to gain the points became a carrot worth chasing. Jaggi Pata and Ravi Chanayara immediately took advantage and were lying 3rd when the car began missing, and withdrew when it wasn't worth continuing. Ramesh Vishram and Atul Kochar took over 3rd place, but after 100 kilometers of competitive motoring and well into stage 6, the engine cried enough, and they became the 11th car out of the event. 3rd place changed hands again and was picked up by Dr. Ashraf Ahmed and Daniel Ayaberi. They are from Uganda and having failed to finish in their 2 previous outings in Kenya, were not so interested in a placing as just finishing. The car behaved, breaking the jinx. They didn't consider 13th to be unlucky. Leading the division for much of the day was Sandip Chandu and Gurdeep Mahangra, but after all the dramatics they'd had on the first loop, they'd back off the second time around. Gurdeep was more on the ball, firmly cautioning Sandip to make sure they didn't make the same mistakes again. They came 8th and 2nd in the division. Taking the division honours were Tajveer Rai and Bharat Patni. They were unstoppable, getting faster and faster on each stage, even taking the 4th quickest time on the last section, only 30 seconds behind the leaders. Coming 5th will now give them a lot to live up to in the future. On the division board, Sandip Chandu takes over the top spot, 10 points clear of Tajveer Rai. Everyone else moves down, with Sudeshi Rani the only other driver in the division to gain points. The fastest crew outside the Division 1 drivers were Onkar Rai, navigated by Andrew Doig, who were running 4th overall, well ahead of all the others in the Division 2 category. With only 4 rallies under his belt, 20-year-old Onkar is already showing signs of the talent his uncle, Sabi Rai, had back in the 90s, when he was a threat for victory in each rally he entered at the wheel of VWs and Toyotas. From the same era are the 2 Toyota Celica GT4s entered by the Channa brothers, who compete against each other for both overall and Division 2 honours. This is Jasmine Channa and George Joroge, who were at a disadvantage on this event, knocked off the pace when they broke a strut. They made it to the end to claim 6th in the division and 16th overall. Kuram Bhatt and Salim Khan had made the 800-kilometer journey from the coast to take part. At the first service, they were on their own when their support crew failed to turn up, but apart from that, had a trouble-free run and went on to finish 12th overall and 5th in Division 2.